I have been selling this book, Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH. For a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. Okay, how do we start this thing, huh?
You're watching?
Oh, is it? How it goes?
Yes.
Uh...
Ow! An ant bit me.
Alright, you're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I am still Cheryl Ibustawan.
And as usual,
we're getting bitten by ants.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on.
Retake.
Okay, we've solved the ant problem.
Alright, so?
As usual, every week we watch a local film and then we review it. But it's been many weeks. We started and then we stopped and then we started and then we stopped over the course of this whole year.
Yeah.
Is it the whole year?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Almost 2 years now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're back.
We're back again.
And now we're going to review, what are we reviewing?
Prebet Sapu.
Prebet Sapu.
We watched Prebet Sapu.
No, before that, let's explain why we haven't been regular.
Oh, we're like the lockdown, you know.
Sometimes got lockdown, sometimes no lockdown. Sometimes got SOP, sometimes got no SOP.
Sometimes it's a full lockdown, sometimes it's not a full lockdown. So you just never know.
Yeah.
Well, also we've been busy trying to wrap up whatever we started in the last pandemic, in the last year.
Yeah.
It's all sort of coming to a close now for us. So there's been lots of exciting CVE, countering violent extremism content that has come out from Fat Bidin and the people associated with Fat Bidin while in a pandemic. So we're quite happy about that. At least like got work also lah.
If you want to see what our project that we've been doing in the past year or so, you can go to fatbidin.com and see.
Yes, and see. And there's more stuff coming also.
More stuff coming. But a majority of it is still hasn't been released lah.
Yes.
Right, it's all
not
in the
really
works
lah. Yeah, half lah. Not really a majority. So there's been that. And of course, as I'm sure most of you or all of you know, the nation in general has been going through a lockdown, full lockdown, final PDF, not final PDF, whatever. So obviously we have also been affected by it, which means also our children have been affected by it. So we've been
spending a lot of time with the family.
Taking a lot of time to make sure that everybody's
in the
well-being
house, in the family,
is taken care of.
All doing good.
All while also doing our work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been good. We got a basketball hoop as a coping mechanism. Well, Zan got a basketball hoop. It's his birthday present. That's the hoop.
As you guys know, I'm a big basketball person. Alamak. See now the
Why you gonna move the tripod? No. Just cut in a shot of the hoop. But never mind.
Okay, wait. A little bit back. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, we forgot how to do this already.
Okay. No, I wanted to show you the basketball hoop. I'm a basketball guy, even though I'm wearing a Barcelona FC t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm very much.
Yeah, so that's been our kind of coping mechanisms for the past year.
Yes. So
but okay, anyway, we finally watched the film.
We watched Prebet Sapu by Muzameh.
Yes.
And Bebra. Bebra Mali, who's his wife. They're a husband and wife.
They just got married recently.
Yeah, their husband and wife are team, right?
Congratulations. Yeah.
And celebration.
Yay. Yeah. We love like production couples.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
We are a production couple, so we must also love other production couples.
Yeah, so we watched it.
Yeah.
Now this film is going arounds of the festivals.
Yeah. So
And
we can't show you the film.
we got a screener, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
well, I got a screener
Yeah.
because I write for Cindy, and I will be also writing a review on Prebet Sapu.
Yeah. So we watched it on a screener copy of it. It's making the rounds. I don't know when it's going to be available. Is it going to be available for people to watch?
I don't know,
Probably
Moose.
lah.
Is it going to be available, Moose?
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Okay, so what's the film about?
Okay, so the film is about a colorblind dude played by Amirul Effendi, whom we like, who has just buried his dad and has come to KL and come back to KL, and he's trying to basically make a living as a ride share driver.
Yeah, it's not Grab, it's Tumpang.
Yeah, it's a ride share driver. Called Tumpang, with a very beat up car. It's set in 2018-ish, just before that general election. The one that we thought was going to change everything, but then kind of didn't. So it's set at a time before that election, when that election was kind of looming, and it basically shows his struggle as this cab driver, rideshare driver,
Tumpang.
colorblind rideshare driver.
Tumpang.
Yep. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what the film is about.
He meets someone, right? In the story, he's driving and then he gets thrown out of the house from where he was living. He was like renting a room or something like that. Then he meets this girl who started out as a customer, right?
Yeah.
And then who's the girl?
Mei Fen Lim, whom, if I'm not mistaken, was in James Lee's Two Sisters.
Yeah, and then she plays a character named Angel.
No.
Fiona.
Bella.
Apple. Oh, Bella. Bella,
She is Bella.
Oh, Bella. Okay.
And I forgot what his name is actually.
Huh?
But yeah.
Adam. Malik.
No lah.
Rahman.
Something
Dola.
else. Anyway. So okay.
Abdul.
So anyway. Bella. Bella.
Rashid.
Shut up lah, Bella.
Huh?
You're talking about Bella.
Bella ciao, Bella ciao, Bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Yes. So did you like the film? Is it a good film?
You just left your sentence hanging.
Oh, what
so
was
he
that?
meets the girl. What's her name?
Oh,
Bella.
yeah, Bella.
And then he started making a bunch of jokes. And then after that, you didn't continue the
No,
sentence.
then
What's the sentence, bro?
A relationship, not a relationship, but a friendship blossoms.
It's a type of relationship, I would say.
Yeah, it's a type of relationship, but it's more like a friendship kind of relationship lah. It's not like if you're expecting romance. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Just watch it lah. It's a friendship. Okay, so time to review it. Okay. I like the fact that because the main character is colorblind, the whole film is shot in black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, yellow. But no, I liked it. I like the fact that it was. I'm gonna wear a beret and then go.
Idiot.
In a bar or a club or in a cafe. Yeah, it's nice. It's a simple story. Is it a simple story?
On the surface, I would say it's a simple story.
I like the acting because it's Amirul Effendi. I like anything that Amirul Effendi does.
That is true.
Yeah. I like his performance. He's great. Did you know he's a farmer and acting is just his hobby?
I know that he sells ikan patin.
No, he's gone back to the kampung.
Yeah,
Right
but he sells ikan patin. That's one of the things that
one of the things that he does.
Yeah.
But pertanian.
Oh.
Right. So he's farming now, and
acting's just like a
acting
side
is it's like a hobby thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're really hoping to work with Amirul Effendi soon.
we want to work
at
with
some
Amirul
point.
Effendi. Amirul Effendi, you want to work with us, ah?
Yeah, so we'll see lah. If he will leave farming to kind of work with Zanazli.
No, really. And his performance is great in this show as usual, in this movie as usual. The film, I don't know, it really has Moose's style. We've seen a couple of Moose's films already, and he has this distinct style of very that style. I don't know how to explain, but you see it
That
if you know
Moose's style?
His style. It's very.
You're such a great film reviewer.
No. Out of practice, you know how long already never review film.
It's got Moses style
Yeah.
because it was directed by
By
Moses.
Moose.
Wow.
No, I like simple stories that are shot very simply and very. It has a very. I want to say rough and raw, but it's not really rough and raw. It's just like
Moses style.
yeah, no, it's very simple. It's very simple. You know, I like it, and it's very conversation driven. I like films that are conversation driven. That's why I don't like superhero movies. I like
It's got that Ingrid Bergman thing going on for it.
Ingrid who?
Okay, anyway,
Ooh.
carry on. It's stupid.
Oh, but yeah, but yes, you know, it's very simple. It's a straightforward story, but it shows a lot of. I guess it highlights issues in Malaysia, especially in the city, about people trying to come to the people who come to the city to try to make a living, the struggles of trying to make a living, the struggles of life, like Apple, for example. Bella. She's studying, yet she has to hustle at the side. Same thing with Amirul Effendi's character. He also needs to hustle. He was a writer at a magazine, right, at a publishing company, but then loses his job. He can't get a license because he's colorblind, but he needs to make a living. So it's the struggles, you know. And for some reason, I know the film was shot during 2018, right? But now that we're going through a pandemic where people are, you know, economically very challenged and struggling, it also kind of strikes a chord, lah. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I have more things to say, but I can't say it right now. You go on first.
Why?
Then later. I don't know. It's just not coming to me right now. We got to work off each other.
So I was basically going to say more or less the same things. I felt like the premise of the film was very simple, but the layering of all the ideology and the issues was so sophisticatedly done that it addressed so many things. And usually, if you see our past reviews, so I don't really like films that try to address too many things at once. I like films that have a very sort of clear message, and you deliver that message in the most subtle way possible. Those are always my favorite type of films. But this one, despite the fact that it had so many layers of messaging and ideology, managed to actually be very controlled and very linear and very well executed. So I really I commend Muz and Bebra for that. But considering that Muz and Bebra are technically kind of seasoned filmmakers, I would expect nothing less. Okay, so great, good job. The show has so many little nuggets of thought, from things to who is the lowest rank in the country. Is it the immigrants? Is it people who are not from KL, who come to KL to try to make a living? Or is it the illegal people? Or is it the people who are doing the menial work? There's just so much to explore when it comes to looking at that kind of classism.
And it's shown by how Amirul Effendi drives the car, and who sits at the back, who sits next to him.
Yeah, who sits at the back, who sits next to him, the kind of conversations that they have.
Yeah.
There's also parts where it shows the different kind of ideology between people who, as the common people say, have, and the people who don't have. So the have-haves are all about, this is our right, we shouldn't be exploited like this, and they don't bother to try to understand the situation of Amirul Effendi when they get him as a rider, and they're like, tapi ni bukan kita yang kita order, So
but he's struggling, so he finds a loophole, right?
So they don't try to
work.
understand why people have to sort of do the things that they have to do to survive.
It's like how during this COVID thing where there are food banks all around the country, and then people complain, oh, this fellow come already, now come take again. You know, that kind of thing. If it's a food bank, it's food bank. Everybody needs to come, they come.
You cannot really
you cannot
judge.
question and judge
if you're
them.
going to give to a food bank, you can't really decide or say oh, this is appropriate, this is not appropriate, these people are taking advantage of it, these people are not, because really you
don't know what their reason is
have no
for
idea.
being there. You have
so
no
just
idea.
Don't be an asshole.
Right? Actually, even the Prime Minister said that in a statement recently, where he said, look, anybody can be affected by the economic situation, from the B40s right up to the T20, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't know.
So which is kind of true, lah. So we don't want to judge these people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all based on trust anyway.
Yeah.
Right? If there's going to be a small, bad apples, lah. But other than that, all okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but coming back to the film, so in the film, these these little bits of classism is not shown in like a huge, like in your face manner. It's always very subtle. So it's all done like very subtly. Like even the ones where you try to decide who belongs and who doesn't. It's shown in a way where Amirul Effendi and Mayfen are at a bridge. It's that new bridge, the River of Life bridge in KL.
Not so new anymore now.
Oh, not so new anymore now. Damn. That bridge lah, that shiny bridge, and she's like, oh, you know, I like to come here and something, and he's like, oh, but usually only tourists come here, and she says, yeah.
Like
then,
us.
Then she said, you mean like me? And then he
Say
says, no,
pendatang.
I didn't mean it like that. Then she
Yeah.
says, no, I know that I don't belong, and it's like, yeah, she's Malaysian, but she still doesn't belong. And the exploration of that idea throughout the film, even with Amirul Effendi's character, is so like well done lah. It's just really subtly done. It gave me, for me, after I finished watching the film, I felt like there was a lot to think about. There was a lot to unpack, and there was just so many great like messages or thoughts that were brought out but not shoved in my face, and I really like appreciated that. So overall, I thought it was a really, really good film. Very well executed, very well acted, and a lot of control lah.
Yeah, like Amirul Effendi managed to turn that conversation about the pendatang around to say that he's also a pendatang here, and he wants to go back to Pahang
Yep.
after this.
Yep.
You know, yeah. I like the conversation style because, you know, sometimes when you have movies that are driven by conversation and dialogue, it's very preachy. But this one it's not preachy, right? It's very, very casual conversation. It reminds me of Jim Jarmusch and his films, films like Coffee and Cigarettes and all that, where it's just based on two people's conversations only, right? And they're just talking. Say, you think you only can go to Ingrid Bergman, I can go to Jim Jarmusch, you know? Oh, right? You know Jim Jarmusch or not? Oh, but yeah. So yeah, I like that kind of conversation. It also kind of reminds me like of what's that? The Ethan Hawke and Judy Delpy before sunset and after sunrise, sunrise. Yeah, right. Where it's just conversations of these two people in a city. You know, which kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Was that your inspiration, Moose? Let us know. We need to know these things.
So it's nice. Do you have anything bad to say about the film?
Well, okay. At some parts of the film, I felt like it was maybe just a little bit prolonged. Like some of the scenes that didn't really involve so much dialogue didn't need to be so long. I understand why they were long, because they were trying to show like apa ni? They were trying to show
A movie.
No, they were trying to
story.
show like continuity or sort of drag on like a stressor. Wait, I got delivery.
Huh? Okay, so yeah, what were we saying?
Yeah, so we were talking about how it's like before sunrise, before sunset. Oh,
yeah.
and then you asked me if there was anything
Richard
I didn't like
Linklater.
about it. Okay, so what I didn't like about it, no, I didn't like.
long
lah.
conversations.
No, it wasn't long conversations. There was some parts that was no conversation. That was a little bit too long. So it was like parts where I think he was cooking, and then there was just like small bits lah, when it's meant to show the tension of not knowing what to do next or not knowing how to carry on and everything. And I got that, but for me it just felt a little bit too long. But honestly, it was a very, very small flaw in a mostly perfect film. So it's not even like a really big complaint for me. Was there anything you didn't like?
Could have been tighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It could have been a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit shorter. But other than that, I think okay.
Yeah. So when you get the chance, I guess watch this film.
Yeah.
If not, you can follow Moose and Bebra, and I'm sure they will keep us updated on where the film is going and if it will eventually come to, I guess, Movie or Astro First or one of those. So yeah.
We need to get back into the momentum. So let us know what else we should review.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything out there that you would like us to watch that we haven't reviewed already. I'm sure there's like a few stuff that has come out that we haven't seen also. So yeah.
So should people go watch it?
Yes, I said yes.
Oh, yeah.
I said when it does come out, we should tell people to go watch the film, right?
Yes, right. When it does come out and there is an opportunity
But
to watch
very
it
out of
live.
practice, sorry. Anyway, yeah.
I gotta go shoot some hoops.
Okay, so like this video, don't like this video.
Follow us on all social media platforms. Comment below.
Yes.
Subscribe to this video.
And go to fatbidin.com to get everything.
All our social media platforms are at fatbidin.
Yes.
Go to fatbidin.com to get everything.
Tell us what to watch, please.
You've been watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zanazli.
And I'm Shaway Busawan.